All right, what is up, everybody? We're back with the Rangers. It is the last day of the season, and I am here actually in a good mood for once when I'm recording one of these episodes because the Rangers actually rallied down the stretch. As I said in the last episode, I think I said things were looking up. I said things were coming along. The team was doing well, and we are a second half team apparently, because we rallied down the end of the season, down the stretch. We did still finish 23 games behind the Astros, but we finished at 74 and 88, which is a far cry from where we were at in the last episode and in the middle of the season. And I just want to go over real quick. I was looking at the statistics here. First of all, you can see the pitching still was pretty rough, but the offense improved down the stretch towards the end of the season. Obviously, still not great, but not terrible. But the thing I want to draw your guys' attention to is how we finished the season here. So you can see the worst stretches came in May and June. We were abysmal in May and June. April we played okay baseball, 11-14, not great, not awful to start the season. Obviously, you want to have a little bit of a better start than that, but as far as that's concerned, it's nothing terrible. But I want to look at July, August, and September because we played over 500 ball for 3 consecutive months. And I looked at that just because, that's such a huge shift from where we were at in May and June. So I looked at that, and after the roster changes, if you look at that, winning percentages across the board, the record in that span from July to September came out to 42 and 32, which is good for a 568 winning percentage. And if you extrapolate that across a whole 162 game season, now I know this isn't an exact science, this isn't great math, but I just wanted to see if you extrapolate that winning percentage across a whole season, that would have been good for a 92 win season, which would have been second place in the AL West behind Houston. Now, obviously, again, not an exact science. It's not how you do it. But, things are looking up. As I said, we beat last year's record from what I remember. I think last year's record was a lot worse. Yeah, we went 66 and 96. Now we are 70 and 92. As I said at the beginning of the season, 70 wins. Now, the pitching underperformed in the beginning of the season, which kind of screwed us. But, right? Kind of where I was thinking in terms of the numbers. The ERA was worse, obviously, than it was last year, but the offense was better, and that's the key. So the trend is up. I'm seeing positive signs here. So we are at the end of the season. I didn't do an update in September because I didn't really feel like it. But I didn't really feel like it. It was too soon, and there was stuff going on. So I just wanted to let it ride, finish the season. So first, we're going to get into the pitching staff. You can see all the starters really rallied. 4 ERAs across the board, close to 5. But, that's not great. But it's better than where we started at. The homers went down pretty much across the board for everybody. The walks kind of settled themselves down. The Ks are okay. Good stuff from these guys. Really good to see. The ERA pluses are all decent, close to league average. The FIPS are still a little high, but, we'll straighten that out. Mitch White had a great season, all things considered. The FIP lower than the ERA. 2.1 wins for one of our pitchers is very impressive. Gerardo had a great season. Allard, he missed some time with an injury in September and a little bit of August, but he looked good, all things considered, throughout the season. Anderson was about what we expected. He wasn't terrible. He wasn't great. A little worse than we thought, but he did well in his one season in Texas. I don't think I'm bringing him back just because we have so many pitchers who are trying to get their cup of coffee. But, these guys all looked pretty good. Mitch White definitely trending up, especially with that high BABIP. I think next year, a full season with the team that we've got now, I'm confident. in what he can do and what the rest of these pitchers can do. You can see here the bullpen even rallied a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Brock Burke ended up finishing well. We called up DeMarcus Evans. He only pitched 5 1/3 innings. We called him up when the roster expanded in September. I was all excited to call up 2 people. I was super excited, and then I remembered that they expanded our active roster, but not our September roster, so I only got 1 call up. So I decided to just call up Evans. He didn't pitch a lot, didn't do great. He walked a lot of guys, which, is to be expected. But he'll probably get a shot next year. You can see there are some guys missing. I ended up releasing Matt Strom because I got tired of him, and he didn't want to get demoted, so I just cut him loose. We were going to non-tender him anyway. Guerrero was the big piece that we got in that trade, and he did okay down the stretch after he came back from his injury. And we also sent Joely Rodriguez down. We're going to decline his team option, so I sent him down to the minors, DFA'd him and removed him from the 40-man. But yeah, Evans was there. Franzua did okay, 4.04 ERA. FIP's a little higher, but a lot of that is on the back of his walks and stuff like that. The ERA plus looked good from him, so I'm not too worried about that. He'd be a good middle relief lefty specialist type. Guerrero didn't do that well, but the FIP was lower than his ERA, and he missed some time. He came back. He was out for a while, but I just called him straight up, and I think maybe he should have gone on a rehab, but, not too big a deal for him. LeClaire tightened it up a little bit, but still finished with a pretty, abysmal performance for his usual pedigree. I'm really not sure why he was so bad this year. Well, I mean, I know why he was so bad. It's because he gave up tons of bombs and walked a bunch of guys. But hopefully he can straighten that out next season because we have him under contract for a while. And he's supposed to be, the back end of our monster bullpen. And he's not really cutting it right now. He's definitely, for me, I'm still considering him as a trade candidate, honestly. Because I've got so many bullpen arms that I think are better at this rate. So he's definitely on the block, especially with that contract. Lucchesi did well down the stretch too. The 4.56 ERA is his season total, but with us after the trade, he pitched to a 3.89. So he looked really good with us, especially with the BABIP that's up a little high. Pretty consistent career numbers. Makeup-wise, the homers were down with us, which is cool. I think he's one of the few guys we have on our team where Globe Life actually played to his advantage. He walked a few extra guys, but it didn't hurt him. I'm excited to see more from Joey Fuego next year. He'll be a piece in our bullpen for sure. Manaya ended up getting relegated to the bullpen. He slowed down towards the end of the season and wasn't really, himself as we get down towards September, which is why Allard ended up slotting back in and when he came back. But Manaya pitched out of the pen. All things considered, great season from him. The BABIP was good. I'm impressed for a waiver claim. He's not too bad. He does have arbitration this year. I think it's his last year of arb. His arb estimate is $5 million. We'll probably pick it up. He still has options left, so we could play with that if we need to. But I'm impressed with him. He did well for us, so I think I'm probably going to bring him back in arb. Mears was great for us. He pitched very well. 27 innings. He had a 3 ERA. Low BABIP, but his FIP was actually around 2. He had where is it? It's an expanded pitching stats. He had a 2.57 FIP, which is great. He gave up no homers. The walks were manageable. Great K per 9, even better than he had in the minors. He was striking out guys like he was in Double A again. And his whip was very low. You can see there below 1. I mean, Mears, just a great season from him. Love what I saw from him. He's definitely going to be a contributor in our bullpen going forward, and super excited to see what he can do with us in the future. And then Barlow straightened it out a little bit. the BABIP was still high. This isn't, Barlow's level of production consistently, and his ratings, are great. So I'm not too worried about him. I think he'll bounce back next year, and he's one of the reasons why I'm willing to trade Leclerc, because he's just a great player, I think, and he's got a chance to really be a lights out reliever. That's pretty much everybody. I think we're gonna have Kikuchi back on the team. I doubt he's opting out with these numbers, but if he does, that would be great. So we're probably gonna come into next year with a rotation of Allard, Jurado, Kikuchi, White, and maybe either Manaya or somebody from down here. I'm looking to give someone like Tyler Phillips a shot at some point. Corbin Martin might get another shot to get back into the rotation. Hernandez was all right. He might get a chance. I definitely want to get Nelson into the rotation at some point because I'm liking where he's going in his development. And my scout says he could be a fifth starter. So my scout does not say guys will be in the rotation lightly. So I'm hoping he's right on that. But the rotation, we have some flexibility, but at the same time, we've got guys who can fit in and we can mix and match. And I'm thinking this team's going to do well. And we might even hunt, see what we can get in free agency. But right now, I'm liking where we're at with pitching. And then the lineups. QFO ended up... Well, actually, we can go... With batters, we can go through wins above replacement. So our best hitter was Joey Gallo. He had a great year. Absolute beast. On a low BABIP, too, which is wild. He put up almost 5 wins. Perfect stealing. 47 homers. Drove in 107. He walked 113 walks, 210 strikeouts. The Joey Gallo special. He had 239, which is huge for him. He hasn't produced like that in a while. Not since... Actually, he's never produced like this in the majors. Oh, no, 2019 in his limited action. So a full season of him just performing like a beast. Love to see it. This is the Joey Gallo we were looking for. Not the one we got last year. Like, this is the one. Guzman had a great season as well, 273. League average BABIP, almost 4 wins. He hit 37 bombs. Walks to strikeouts, solid. Got on base at a 360 clip. Great slugging. Love to see it from a guy like Guzman, who's struggled for the past couple of years. Our owner wanted me to upgrade, and I said no. I'm sticking with him. He's my man, and he's doing well. Calhoun also had a great season, up around 300. He was in the DH spot because I really don't want him in the field. But yeah, almost 300. He put up 21 bombs. He only struck out 48 times, 29 walks. I mean, he just puts the ball in play like crazy. Great OPS plus, great OPS. Almost 3 wins, 2.5 wins. Love to see it from a guy like Calhoun. Obviously, he did miss time, but great season from him anyway. Solak had a great season. Towards the end of the season, when Alamize got hurt for a little bit, so Solak filled in at second, and then when Alamize came back, Solak got relegated to a bench role, but he was hot down the stretch towards the end of September, and he looked good as well. He put up 20 homers. 273 average, 344, 2.4 WAR, just above league average OPS plus. Great stuff from him as well. I don't think his second base rating went up. No, it didn't. But and now he wants to be in the starting lineup, of course. I kind of want him to be my second baseman, and obviously my manager likes Alamize, but we also have Yanni Hernandez, I think his name is, down in AAA, so. A little crowded. We're going to have to make some personnel decisions, but, we've got spots. Alamize, you can see 250, 305, 344. Not great with the bat, but his value is his glove. Yeah, just an average season from him. Contreras, I skipped over him by accident. He did great. BABIP was a little high, but he put up 1.6 wins, 259, 360. That's his thing. He's got the eye. That's his bread and butter. So he will be our catcher next season, along with, I'm pretty sure Huff is going to come up next year. Don't know what I'm going to do with QFO yet. I honestly think... I'm thinking QFO might just be like a depth guy, because his numbers came down, crashing down to earth towards the middle of the season. You can see there, 238, 295. He's not the same player that he was in the first half, but still a good catcher, great defender, guy I'd like to keep around, maybe in the minors in some capacity. That outspokenness kind of scares me a little bit, but he's a good player. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is a guy who I'm not sure if I'm going to hang on to. He hit well, but, he just takes up a roster spot that I could give to someone else, especially because he wants to be in the starting lineup. I think, and his arbitration estimate is over $1 million. We might just cut him loose, honestly, because I've got guys, I've got people that are going to fill these spots. So, we'll see, but that's a decision that I'll make further down the road after the playoffs. So we will get there when we get there. Let me just check. Not Alamize. What does Alamize want to be? Must be a bench player. I want you to be a bench player too, man. QFO's okay with being a bench player. We'll have to see. Tough decisions ahead. Leody Taveras, all things considered, pretty solid debut. 238, 334, 354. Not the super on-base machine that we were expecting, but 334, not bad. Played a solid center field for us. Put up a win in his 260 ABs. Good amount of walks, low strikeouts, swipes and bags. Love to see it. He's our center fielder, and he did well. So good stuff from Leody Taveras. Kiner-Falefa, we already touched on him. Good but not great. Justin Williams in his bench role was a monster, and honestly, he's another one. And we just have a lot of players. We just have a lot of guys. I don't know what I'm going to do with him quite yet. Probably just be a backup outfielder. He can play the corners. He's got a great bat, though. We just have... See, this is the thing, we're trending up. We have too many good bats. But, good stuff in a low sample of ABs. Obviously, this isn't what he's going to do normally. I don't think. Not from these ratings. But, OSA likes him a lot. My scout likes him a decent bit. Yeah, he's a solid bench player. And that's what my scout says. So, he'll be here next year for sure. Shirt and Apostle came up for the final series of the season because Tejeda got hurt. So I just figured I'd call up Shirt and Apostle. He slotted in at third base. You can see he got 4 AB, so he started one game. Got one hit. Didn't walk. I don't really know what we're going to do with Apostle. He looks to me like a bench player. Kind of like a backup corner infielder. With that first base rating, the third base rating. So that's probably where he's going to sit at for now. It's probably what he's going to be on our roster next year. He's probably going to kind of take up that Howie Kendrick spot. But he didn't get a great taste of the majors in his short time up, but just had to call him up due to injury. Martin kind of fell off a little bit. Not what you'd expect from him. The doubles were there. He hit a lot of doubles. And he did hit 18 bombs. So, that's cool. But 245 average. Not quite what we would expect from him. 311 OBP. It's good. It's not great. So, we'll see what he can do in a full season of playing left field, hopefully. Next year. Andrews ended at about where we figured, 250 average. It stings to kind of watch Andrews fall off like this, but we got him for one more season. and then we'll move on, unfortunately. Don't want to, but we'll have to. Yeah, I mean, that's really all it is. You know, we're just waiting him out, which is sad, but he's our captain. He's our guy. He's going to be the glue that holds our team together. He did steal some bags, which is nice. 17 steals. He's still got some wheels on him, but just a disappointing season from Elvis. And then Kendrick, disappointing, very disappointing. He was cold. Part of it may be because he didn't get consistent playing time. Part of it may be that he's 38, but he was unhappy. He didn't want to be a bench player, and then I couldn't trade him. He asked for a trade in August. I was like, sorry, man, can't do it. But he stuck it out. He will be a free agent. We're not going to bring him back. So Howie Kendrick will be gone, and we will get our replacement in Shirt and Apostle, most likely. And then we got to figure out the catching situation, but, you know, like I said, everything's looking up with this roster. I'm liking where we're at. Real quick, we can look. Brett Martin came back from injury. I sent him on a rehab. He got 4 2/3 in before he got back. I'll find a spot for him somewhere. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with him just yet. We're going to have to activate all these guys soon. Lemoyne will have to get activated. And then Tejeda, yeah, you can see here. We'll look at Tejeda's stats real fast. Ended up hitting 235, 302, 416, which... Another one that's kind of what we would expect from him. He can't avoid Ks. He's got a good eye. He did hit 8 home runs in 166 ABs. So he was, you know, you can't see the projection, but, you know, he did well in a little bit of time at third. He's a guy who's going to get quality looks at third base for us next season. Our Jake Lamb replacement. So we'll see what he does next year. He's definitely going to be on the opening day roster, barring some catastrophe. Yeah, so I'm going to have to activate all these dudes. We could just take a quick look at the rosters. Like I said, you know, we've got pitchers who are vying for spots, which is awesome. And I still have to go through and take a look at all the prospects, you know, everywhere, and find the guys we drafted, find the guys we got from international free agents and all that stuff. But you can see Huff is probably going to be up next year. He's looking good. Brett Martin will be back from his injury. Jared Walker's a guy who might get a look next year. Not sure yet. He's just Anderson Tejeda, but not as good at avoiding Ks. But he did light up Frisco. He was hurt most of the year, so we'll see. I wanted to call up Yanni Hernandez when... what's his name went down? When Alamize went down, but Hernandez got hurt. He fractured his finger because he was hitting very well. He wasn't slugging, but he was hitting like extremely well down in the minors, and I really wanted to give him a shot, but he was hurt, so I couldn't call him up. But he'll be on the 40-man this year. He's got good ratings. He's pretty much like Alamize light, so I'm seeing him as kind of my utility guy, or another utility guy, I should say, unless he really impresses us. Santana, probably going to stay down. I'm not adding him to my 40-man. I doubt he gets taken in the Rule 5, but you never know. He might actually be a minor league free agent. Yeah, he is a minor league free agent. So we'll see. Maybe we don't even hold on to him. Not sure. But Diaz-Bel Arias ended up coming up for me when Alamize got hurt. I added him and just called him up just to see how he would do. He played in one game. He got 3 ABs, and he got a couple hits. Or actually, no. He did. He got 2 hits and 2 walks, which is pretty awesome. Good stat line for him. He's going to be kind of like a utility guy, taxi squad up and down. Yeah. He's probably going to be my Eli White replacement, honestly. I think I'm going to cut Eli White loose at the end of the season. We ended up signing Cargo. He did well in Nashville in 11 ABs, so that's cool. Heineman hit very well this year. I don't know if I'm going to keep him around. I think he might be a minor league free agent. He is not a minor league free agent. Maybe someone will take him in the Rule 5. We'll see. The Dodgers were interested in him when I was doing trades. The thing that scared me about him was this. This 382 BABIP here. But if someone wants to grab him, by all means, go for it. And then Adolis Garcia, I'm honestly probably going to cut him loose too. He's a great minor leaguer, not a great major leaguer. Yeah, and then we have to kind of look through all these minor league guys. I'm probably going to get to that at some point. Calling guys up, adding guys to the short list, taking guys off the short list, stuff like that. Because we have a few guys who are making pushes for, prospect consideration. Solid prospects down low who are really moving forward. And then, of course, we got to get rid of some of these guys down here in the Rookie League. Some guys down here in the Dominican Summer League. We do have, I did want to show you guys real quick where is it? My office. So remember how we were looking really bad in the goals for our owner? Well, now we're looking great. We didn't suck completely. 74 and 88 is apparently not sucking completely, which I am fine with. So we have 74 and 88, didn't suck completely. Our projected balance is going to blow 18 million out of the water. $30 million in extra money. Wonderful. Rebuild successful. We have a top 20 prospect. We have Hector Ortega, who is the guy we signed in international free agency this round. He is number 2. And I'll look at that list real quick in a second. And we got to bring more of our drafted players to our team by 2024. Which is fine. We can work on that. Foscue is not far out. Cabrera is not far out. So those guys are going to be making a splash pretty soon in the show. Some of the drafted boys. And then keep building our team up. Reach the playoffs in 2025. So let's take a quick look there at the... we'll just go to front office. Player development. 29th. Oh, this didn't update? Guess this didn't update. So can we see prospect pipeline? Oh, I guess the update hasn't come out yet. Oh, okay. So I guess that's the updated one that hasn't come out yet. So we will be up here soon, which is awesome. Yeah, looking good. I don't think I missed anything else in the mail that's interesting. That's worth talking about. Nope, not really. So we can just look at the playoff picture. This is a mess. I don't like this screen. Can we advance to the playoffs? Game is not responding. Here we go. I do not want to join the Empire Professional Baseball League. I want to join the MLB. So here we go. Playoff coverage. So you can see here, Yankees, Angels in the wild card, Astros, Indians in the division series, Tampa Bay is the 1 seed in the AL, and the New York Mets are the 1 seed in the NL with a Brewers Braves wild card game, and then Cubs and Dodgers. Who do the Mets have? Wow. Simulation just really likes the Mets. Oh, that's why. Oh my goodness. That is something else. Alright. Well. We can do the playoffs, and then we'll get into some off-season stuff in a future episode. Maybe I'll do like an active off-season episode at some point. But let's just see about the playoffs. So let's go. Oh, Brett Martin's rehab time runs out. I don't think... I don't, like, lose any options if I send somebody down now, right? Does Guerrero have an option? He's got 3 options. Maybe we just option Apostle for now, because we've already used one of his options. Yeah, I'll just option Apostle. Just demote him to AAA. We'll just activate him. And then, actually, I'll just activate those guys now. Don't want to option Martin. Can we option Burke? He's only got 1 option left. I don't remember if it consumes the option if you send them down. Franzo's get used. So we'll just option him to AAA. Activate Lemoyne. Can I option Lemoyne now? I don't think it'll let me. Yeah. That's awkward. Okay. Can I option somebody else? We can release Tyler Anderson. I don't want to do that. I think Manaya's option was used. Yeah. Do I want to do that though? What if I optioned full life? Yeah, and we'll activate Tejeda. Okay, so now we're not going to get those pesky pop-ups. We can go back to playoff coverage and see how this shakes out. So let's see. We'll go through the playoffs. Looks like we've got... Come on, game. You can do it. Oh, nothing happened. I don't remember when the playoffs start. Still nothing? Oh, Braves won. Okay, Braves won the wild card game. See who wins the AL. The Yankees. Darn. Let me just check. I actually saw that guy. He's a free agent. I kind of want to sign. Ooh. Ooh. Now I'm getting distracted by free agents. Okay. Anyway, back to the playoff coverage. Let's go back to the tree. Let's see who goes in these series. Braves and Cubs each up 1-0. Series are tied. Tampa Bay Rays up 2-0. Love to see it. Mets and Cubs up. Rays swept, Cubs win, Mets win. Let's decide that AL Division Series. No, Houston ties it up. And there's no game. And the Astros are your Division Series winner. So now we go to the Championship Series. Rays versus Astros. Happening right now in real life. And then the Mets and the Cubs. So let's see how this shakes out. Mets up 1-0 in that series. Mets up 2-0 in that series. We might see a cheeky sweep real quick. Rays and Astros split at 1-1. Mets up 3-0. And the Mets sweep the Cubs, looking like a juggernaut. Might be bringing the hardware back to Queens. Houston Astros get to 2-3. Can they even the series up? Or will Tampa go on to the World Series? And Tampa makes it to the World Series. I believe Tampa made it last year, didn't they? Didn't they make it? No. How do I see that? Oh, no, they didn't. No, did they make it? I think they made it, because I think the Braves won. I don't remember how I see that. There's so many things. Whatever. I forget. Alright, let's go. So we'll see the World Series. Mets versus Rays. The Rays take game 1. Mets even it up. Off day. Rays take a 2-1 lead over the Mets. Mets even it up. This is a great series. Rays up. Game 6. Can the Rays take it all? We have to generate the predictions. Let's see. Ooh, the Mets tie it up. It is time for Game 7, folks. And the Rays are your 2021 World Series champions. So let's take a look at the roster. Wander Franco made his presence known. Meadows dominated. So yeah. Solid team here. Wow, Todd Frazier was on the Rays. Hey. World champion, Todd Frazier. Okay. See, pitching wins championships, everybody. That's what we're going for here. We're trying. We're trying to build that here in Arlington. It's not going too well, but Tampa Bay are your World Series champions. And we'll sim to the beginning of the off-season tomorrow. If my game can function properly. And we have completed an achievement. We have completed an owner goal. We increased our profit. The only goal that matters in sports, we increased our profit. All right. 387, not very good. Didn't we get like 100 last year? And they said that was bad. What's wrong with 387? I don't understand. If someone can like explain in the comments how the score works, that would be great. All right. So, I'm just going to introduce the off-season a little bit. Get into where we're at. So, we have to increase attendance this year. Still don't suck completely, so that's great. We have some a little wiggle room with the way that we can manage this roster. So looking at it, we've got some options to look at. It looks like Yusei Kikuchi activated his option. So he will be on our team next year, as I thought. Joely Rodriguez has a team option. We are going to void that. And then we have a review of the season goals. We did not disappoint him. Great job with the finances. Top prospect. Top prospects. Good stuff. Improved the draft record. All right. So he's good with us, and next year we have to not suck completely, increase attendance, build a top 6 minor league system, bring the drafted players, and keep building the team up. And he's going to give us more money, I think. I think he gave us more money. So we might have to see what's up with that. So we got to look at that. We have to look at everything there. We do have coach openings. We lost our pitching coach, who was just our interim pitching coach after I fired the first guy. So we have to replace manager, bench coach, pitching coach, and hitting coach, and that is amazing. That's great. I'm very excited about that. I get to kind of get my own regime here in Texas, one that might actually help our guys do better. As for the top prospects, the list comes out, and Hector Ortega is numero uno. That's amazing. So we have a #1 prospect in baseball. Jack Leiter's #5. That's fine. Brady House is not top prospect. We can just see, is he anywhere on here? We have Maximo Acosta at 50. I do not see Brady House. Any pitchers? I doubt we have any pitchers. Do not have any pitchers. Okay, well, we have Ortega. We have Acosta. Fine with that. We've got arbitration decisions to make. I'll be looking at that after this. And oh my gosh, our league is expanding. Oh no. So how is the expansion draft going to work? Okay, well that's going to be something we're going to have to look at, because I'm very intrigued to see how that works. So anyway, salary arbitration. We've got a few guys we need to make decisions on. I'm going to look into these dudes. I might do my own like off-season video, honestly, and just do my off-season decisions on screen. Might do something like that. I think that would be cool to see. So, yeah, but we have arbitration. We have some minor league free agents. Some of these guys I want to keep around. And then we have off-season center. We'll just take a quick look at the free agents and see who is available if it ever stops loading. So free agents. They obviously haven't filed yet, but oh, they haven't filed yet. I'm an idiot. I was like, no, they haven't filed yet. So these are our prospective ones. Mookie Betts again. Did he sign a 1-year deal? Or does he have an opt-out? He might have an opt-out. That's so weird. Alright. Max Scherzer's available. I don't think I'm going to sign him. Eduardo Rodriguez might be a guy we look at, but I'm not sure. Not with that ERA. Didi. No, probably not. VR. Kevin Gausman is available. Wasn't too good. Pineda might be a guy we could look into. Stroman looks like he's up. He had a good year last year. We got a few guys we could definitely target here. And I'm not sure how aggressive I want to get with my push to try to build a winner this year, or maybe just chill again. That'll be something I get into in the off-season video more in depth, if I do one, which I probably will. But, you know, if I get into that, I'll get into that. But yeah, so that's what we got going on. We got some arbitration decisions to make, some roster crunch. So we'll get into that in a future video. That is the end of the 2021 season. If you were on the Rangers bandwagon, congratulations. If you're not on the Rangers bandwagon, you best hop on now, because the Rangers train has no brakes. The hype is real. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like on the video. If you want to see more, see how we keep going up, see the upward trajectory, subscribe. If you've got any suggestions, feedback, if you want to answer my question about how OOTP score works, leave a comment. I will reply to comments. Share the video if you know somebody who would get a kick out of watching me do my thing. And yeah, that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you at some point during the off season.